Hey guys, welcome back. All right, everybody take a deep breath with me. We're moving on to the big kahuna. This is fun because it's a product that everybody can benefit from, like we talked about in the beginning, no matter where you're at in your marriage. This one is a little flexible, so we can use this as a lubricant, or you can also use this as a massage oil. Nobody has to know. So you pick, but either way, this one's gonna be really fun, smells great. We're gonna call this one our Skinamint Love Button Butter. Okay, so this is a recipe straight from the Lucy Libido book. Once again, pick and choose oils that you love the smell of, that you love the taste of. This one is going to be an edible recipe, and you can mix and match. So if you don't like one of the oils that we have in here, then grab some of your other ones and mix and match and make this something that you really like. The important part is the base of this recipe, and that compared to a lot of other lubricants on the market that are full of junk, this one is natural, plant-based, super clean, and it is edible, super safe if anything gets in your mouth. So that's a really great perk. Because this one is food safe, it also, you need to check this one for freshness before you get it out, okay? And so that means our essential oils don't expire. If you have pure essential oils, they never expire. So if you have an essential oil that has an expiration date on it, then that's a big red flag, okay? But the carrier oils that you choose to use could expire. So we always want to caution people before you make a batch of anything, just make sure you check that expiration date on your carrier oil. Make sure that it's good for several more months. You'll be able to know. Carrier oil will smell rancid when it's bad, okay? So let's get to making our Love Button Butter. Super easy. Don't let the fact that you have to melt things on the stove steer you away from this one. It's super, super easy. So our ingredients, we're gonna start with, I've just taken and this did get a little warm, let me grab a pot holder. I've just taken a cup or a measuring cup and put this in here in a little bit of water, okay? So I just put a little bit of water in a pot and then put my glass measuring cup down in the water. You can use a double boiler, whatever you have works, but this is what I had on hand. So just so that everything would get melted, I went ahead and did this for you guys, but we're gonna just take your measuring spoons and we're gonna do a half a teaspoon of beeswax. I just get these organic beeswax pellets. Anything you see here can be found from Amazon. You guys, I'm an Amazon Prime girl, so anything found here can be found on Amazon. But you're gonna get these beeswax pellets and you're just gonna put a half a teaspoon of beeswax into your glass measuring cup. Now, a little warning, if you live in a place where it's really cold or you keep your home really cold, you might want to bump that down to a fourth of a teaspoon, just so, because this recipe can start to harden a little bit and it can be hard to get out of the pump if your home stays really cold. So a fourth to a half a teaspoon of beeswax is great. Then we added 3 tablespoons of organic coconut oil. We melted that in this pot right here, and then you're gonna remove it from the heat, okay? So you're gonna take it off your heat, and then you're gonna add in your other ingredients. So 3 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. This one can be found in any grocer, super inexpensive. You could also do sweet almond here. It's really up to you. So we're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of grapeseed. And then the next ingredient is agave. And you might say, why agave? Now remember, this recipe is edible, so this is gonna give it that sweet factor. So we're gonna use agave in our recipe, and that's just a fourth of a teaspoon to a half a teaspoon, depending on how sweet you want it to be, okay? So in goes the agave, super easy. I'm gonna pull that out. Okay. So we've got our base right here. We're just gonna give that a stir. And now we're gonna add our oils. So the 3 oils I chose tonight are peppermint, and peppermint's gonna give you that cooling sensation, that tingling sensation. Peppermint is one that you wanna make sure and you heavily dilute before you use it in any sensitive areas. So we're just gonna use a few drops of peppermint. Then we're gonna use 8 drops of grapefruit. It smells really good, and then 2 drops of orange. Remember, our citrus oils are going to give us those mood boosting properties, and then again, they taste really great. So let's go ahead and do our 3 drops of peppermint. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do 8 drops of grapefruit. And notice that these all have white labels, so they're all from Young Living's Vitality Collection. That just means 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That just means that they are labeled for ingestion. So if you have a bottle of grapefruit with a white label and a bottle of grapefruit with a solid pink label, they're the same exact oil. They're just labeled for different uses, okay? So if you have any questions about that, you can pop them in the comments. And then orange, just a couple drops of orange. I'm gonna do 3 because I really like orange. Orange makes me happy. All right, and then we're gonna give that a good stir. Give that a good stir. And then I chose, I had this bottle on hand. It's a little bit big for this recipe, but it's a 4-ounce like lotion pump top. You could use a dropper bottle. You could use anything like that would really work. And then I just have these little funnels. You don't have to use a funnel, but it makes pouring easier. We're gonna pour that right into our jar. Okay. I'm actually just gonna do this because my mouth is a little bit bigger. We used really small bottles for the local DIY that I did, and so the little funnels came in handy because they were really small openings. So that filled my 4-ounce about halfway up. Yeah, so a 2-ounce bottle would be a really great size for this, okay? So I'm just gonna put my top on and it's gonna be good to go. This is gonna thicken up just a little bit. And then make sure you always label all your things so that you know what they are. All right, you guys have fun tonight.